now. Plenty more to come if you are looking to get involved. We've also finished up quite a few Major League Baseball games, including what is almost assuredly Tariq Skubal's final performance as a Detroit Tiger. In that performance, he did notch career strikeout 1,000. He was at 999 entering into the game. Skubal struck out 6 Baltimore Orioles and looked like he was going to get a win in his final start. Well, a 7-0 lead ended up going to extras at 7 apiece. They played 12 innings in Detroit. The Orioles took that game. And now we wait and see where Tariq Skubal lands. Tariq Skubal is on the prediction markets favored right now to become a Los Angeles Dodger. And the Los Angeles Dodgers in action tonight will throw Eric Lauer. And this is why the Dodgers adding Skubal isn't as ridiculous as it sounds. Now, it is ridiculous that this team that is the highest payroll in the sport, add the biggest free agent bat this offseason and bringing in Kyle Tucker, while being the defending back-to-back champions, are now here at the deadline, not only potentially adding the biggest name, the best pitcher available, but the consensus best pitcher in the sport coming into this season. That's who Tariq Skubal is. But due to the Dodgers' health setup, there is incredibly a bit of a need. They threw Wroblewski last night. He's a nice pitcher. I don't think they're dying to throw Wroblewski in postseason games. They will not throw Eric Lauer in postseason games. I'm not sure they want to throw Emmett Sheehan. In fact, I know they don't want to throw Emmett Sheehan in postseason games. Roki Sasaki? Maybe. Yamamoto? Yes. Will Snell be an option? We think. But Snell comes back. Will he then last all the way until October? Tough to say. Even tougher to say for Tyler Glasnow. And Ohtani as a pitcher. Well, here we are again. We've been here a few times, wondering if it's necessary, not just this year, ever. Let's be very clear. Ohtani has already been worth his weight in gold on the contract that they gave him to become a Los Angeles Dodger. He has won MVP every year he has been a Dodger. He has won the World Series every year he has been a Dodger. Ohtani could retire tomorrow, and I would argue the Dodgers should still pay him the remainder of that contract. What makes Ohtani so special is the pitching. Why Ohtani is he is still the National League MVP favorite is the pitching. Except if you've been following this market, Ohtani was minus 2,500 to win this award. And then the pitching went away. And Ohtani as a hitter this year has been good. But that's not really supposed to be the bar for Shohei Ohtani, the hitter. Ohtani's MVP case this season is that he can do both. Except it seems he can't. And the Dodgers don't seem to have an interest in giving Ohtani a real break to potentially see if he can be back full strength for a postseason run, pitching included. I am curious if at any point they will give him a real break to get Ohtani back to the level of hitter we all know he is capable of being. He did have a great game last night in a loss to Seattle. Leadoff home run, double late in the game, 3 total hits, 3 RBI. But he was atrocious coming out of the All-Star break. And again, the reason the Ohtani PCA stuff is so close is you cannot argue Ohtani's been more valuable offensively than PCA. So right now, if the playoffs were tomorrow, the Dodgers would throw Yamamoto in game 1. I think Sasaki in game 2 and Wroblewski in game 3. So you start to see why the Tariq Skubal rumors are where they are. They, despite being the Dodgers, could use it. And it is incredible that that is true. And what is also true, they are the best team in baseball, record, run differential. And we might get to the playoffs, and all of this feels ridiculous because they can throw Yamamoto and then Snell and then Skubal and then Glass now and then Ohtani, and you don't even know what's going on anymore. So time will tell, but it's not far away. And I think the pressure mounts if you're Philly, if you're Milwaukee, if you're Atlanta, because now it's not only about you having Tariq Skubal, it's about you having a chance against the Dodgers in a playoff series. As we bring in the man himself, Gabe Morency. Gabe, today Skubal throws his final start, we assume, as a Tiger. And while the Dodgers are the favorites and there is a need, I think that should increase what these other National League teams are willing to pay to keep him out of Los Angeles.
I think it's a great point, actually. I think teams don't operate in that manner enough that you want to keep good players. I think the Dodgers sort of get that, right? Yeah, do we absolutely need a certain player, but we'd rather Kyle Tucker on our team than signing with Team X, right? With one of our bigger rivals. I just don't know who has the appetite to do a rental unless you're going to agree to pay them long term. And when it's all said and done, I really don't know how easy it's going to be to get a deal done, Kevin, to be honest. I know everyone wants him to get traded. He doesn't even want to, right? He said, I'd rather just play this thing out, but they obviously have to think about what's best for their organization. Yet it's not going to be easy, Kevin. Anytime there's a mega player available in baseball, there's really only a couple of teams that are in play for him. Like, the market is not big. The market is bigger if you are a good reliever that doesn't make a lot of money, right? Than if you're some superstar, right? Like, seriously, Kevin, how many teams are willing to take on Skubal's contract down the road? How many teams are going to want to give this guy $400 or $500 million?
I think that's what's going to be very. This is though where, to your point though, Gabe, right? Like, Skubal's not pushing the issue, helps the Tigers a little bit. I think the Tigers want him gone. They refuse to end up doing what the Angels did with Ohtani and get nothing.
Yeah.
So,
but I think they're also seeing that, wow, we're really not going to get very much back for this when it's all said and done.
So if the price ends up, Gabe, more rental than Tariq Skubal's the face of your franchise, well, that now, instead of 3 teams, it's like 8 teams. And that's the difference between, the Tigers getting something they feel good about. We're going to attack tonight's slate. It's a quick break. We're right back here with all of you on SportsGrid. Again, it's not just the baseball board. An MLS All-Star game is right around the corner. And the TBT tournament, a national title rematch. If you know, you know. We'll get after it here on SportsGrid. All right, guys, right here on Game Time Decisions, it's Kevin Walsh and Gabe Morency. We're up on the early shift here today, which isn't all too bad because we've got baseball on now. We finished out a couple of baseball games. The Marlins swept the Phillies. That's one way to snap a 12-game losing streak and get yourselves back over 500 and kind of pushing Philly down and
also
keeping
put a
things
little
competitive in the NL East.
Put a little pressure on Philly as well. Like, they're the one team that could pull off the Scooble. I don't know if the Phillies have the prospects. I'm sure they do, but I don't know if they have the appetite to want to part with them all. But, you know, the Phillies are a dangerous team. Let's call it out for what it is, that are missing a piece. You talked about their pitching staff.
Yeah.
It's top heavy, right? Another they really could use. Every team could use another arm. But let's be real. The Phillies would be, you know, much scarier with Scooble than without him. But honestly, Kevin, this week, their woes have been at the back end of these baseball games, right? Blown leads.
100%. But, and I understand being favored in a game does not mean you win a game. But we just saw Phillies-Dodgers in Philly, and I think the Dodgers took 2 out of 3. Phillies were favored in all 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. Like, if all of a sudden they have Scooble, Sanchez, Wheeler, what that means is even if the Dodgers pitching staff is fully healthy, the Phillies will think, okay, we're even here at pitching.
Yeah, you're able to match up in every game.
Like, we feel good about our guy, even if you're throwing Snell or Yamamoto, we trust Sanchez, Wheeler, Scooble. You have to. And that's really the only way, Gabe, to close the gap here. But it's why I think Atlanta should be in the mix. Oh,
I agree. I 1,000,000% agree, but we talk about it all the time. How many owners really will put their money where their mouths are? Yeah. Right? How many owners are willing to say, all right, we're really, really going to do this? But, you know, it comes down to really, that's why, you know, the Dodgers, they're not a lock, right? Like the LA Rams are not a lock either. And, you know, the Rams, you hear the Rams are the Vita Vea and the front runners, Kevin. Right, they really just want to be the LA Dodgers of the NFL right now. But in baseball, like I said, you get to the playoffs and you match up. Everybody's going to have really good pitchers. It really comes down to who performs the best under pressure. That's what it comes down to. Right, who's going to perform the best in the clutch? And you have more guys because you have better. If you're a little deeper offensively, you don't need everybody to be good. Right? You can win in baseball with like 2-3 guys kind of smoking hot in your lineup. You don't need like all 9 guys crushing it. So the problem is if you only have 4 or 5 guys and they're not, right, it sort of leads to a problem.
But it's why the ALCS and NLCS MVPs go to random guys. It's like Tommy Edman has an NLCS MVP and Shohei Ohtani does not.
Yeah. It's a great example.
Ohtani won last year's, but you get what I'm saying. Like the year Tommy Edman won one on the Los Angeles Dodgers, one of the most, you know what I mean? It sounds ridiculous. It would be as if in the NBA Finals, if Miles McBride won Eastern Conference Finals MVP, except that would never happen. You know what I mean?
It's not. No, it's not. I will say this though. Right before the show, when I got caught up in this, there was a lot of talk about this in the past, over the last couple of months, but it's real. Vancouver has officially, they want to be in the Major League Baseball market, Kevin. And they've got the ownership group in place now. They've got the city behind it. So the mayor is in, the city is in. They have an ownership group, and part of their ownership group is the San Francisco 49ers group. So it's a credible group that we're talking about here. They own the 49ers. It's called the 49ers group. They own the 49ers. They own Leeds. They're buying up teams like as much as they can now. Like they basically want to own teams in every league. So they're involved with this. And listen, Major League Baseball baseball has problems right now to obviously deal with, but Manfred is retiring and by 2030, 2029, 2030, etc. And he said, like, his last thing after this is 2 more teams, right? The expansion. He wants to bring in 2 more teams. And there's not really that many cities that can do it, Kevin. Right? There's not that many teams that are really, like, bidding even, to be honest with you. Right? Nashville is pretty much a lock. Major League Baseball is going to be going to Nashville. So that's one. That leaves one spot open, and it's basically Vancouver, Salt Lake City, or Charlotte. And Charlotte doesn't really even have an official bid, and I don't think Charlotte is highly desirable for them, really, although it's a good geographical place. Baseball should be in the South more than it is, but they're not going to put a team in Nashville and Charlotte, Kevin. And Nashville is going to win over Charlotte. So Nashville gets the team in the South, and then it's like, all right, Salt Lake or Vancouver. And Vancouver's got a pretty solid ownership group when you got the 49ers involved. And they already hired the same firm that landed the city of Seattle, the Kraken organization. So, you and me might be talking about Vancouver Grizzly baseball in a couple of years, Kevin, giving picks. I'll tell you, I have my hat on. I'll be going to the game. Let's rock.
Yeah, I know you'd be excited. I wonder, and it might not make a difference how like Blue Jays ownership would feel about that. It's one of the
they
more
would vote
underrated
against
things.
it.
Well, yeah, like when you own a country in a league, it is a big upper hand. Like I almost would.
They
think
voted
the
to
Raptors
contract
would
the
be
Expos.
worth, right? Like you would think the Blue Jays, Gabe, would be, and maybe they are. Like, are the Blue Jays one of the 5 most valuable franchises when they do the Forbes evaluations?
Yeah,
like for the baseball team of a whole country, you should be. Yeah, realistically,
the Toronto Blue Jays have the most viewers of any team in Major League Baseball by far. MLB. They are the most viewed team. It's not even close. Like, you know what I mean? Like, basically, you got the entire country. They're on every night.
The 14th, like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, their company, you know what? It's a little skewed. It's a little skewed, though, with the Jays. When you look at their numbers, Kevin, they don't have any advertising revenue or sponsorship revenue. Okay? So it's deceptive. Yeah, but why is that? Because they don't need sponsorship, Kevin. The entity that owns the Blue Jays sells cell phones and cable TV packages. Everything is theirs. So, like, they own the team, they own the cable grid, they own the network. Then they go to the commercial and they're selling phones that they own and cable TV that they own and internet that they own. Like, they own everything. Like, they are, after Steve Cohen, I think the Blue Jays are the second richest entity in baseball. The Rogers Corporation is a massive publicly traded company. Steve Cohen, though, is the richest guy by far.
Speaking of baseball, Padres jumping over the Rockies. We'll get to that on the other side. All right, guys, back right here on SportsGrid. It is game time decisions. Few different things we can run through here. I just want to quickly mention live baseball. Giants up on the Brewers 3-2 heading to the top of the sixth. The Padres broke open the game against Colorado 3-0 now, as that one will head into the top of the fifth there. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, so they made some good on that. They're huge in-game favorites, minus 1,800. I mean, it's a little heavy, considering it's like the fifth inning. We just saw the Tigers blow a 7-0 lead. Minus 1,800. I'm not sure I'll be jumping into either of the two live right now, but I was, Gabe, betting some extra inning baseball again. I can't help myself now. It's a real blast. And the Orioles were up 10-9. They walked the first hitter. Were winning in the bottom of the 12th, and they flipped to a dog. I was like, that does not make any sense. So I was able to sneak that out. So, and also made me feel good about this fact, Gabe. I don't like this baseball board today. I don't know about you. We can talk about it, but I'm more interested in like Liverpool Wrexham, quite frankly, than getting involved with, Angels Astros later tonight.
I'm never a fan of the getaway day games. Never a fan. I don't like Sunday baseball. I don't like Sunday afternoon baseball. And now what has, become sort of the Wednesday day games are very erratic. There are, similar games again tonight. And it's basically, look, we're 1-1 with the Red Sox and Athletics. All right. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to go back to the well with the Red Sox tonight. Dodgers last night didn't get it done. Heavily priced. Ended up going back and forth all night. High scoring game. But Dodgers fall short, and tonight is the Lauer night. So Lauer's on the hill here tonight. Not exactly in love with it, but like you, like me personally, and in fact, Kevin, speaking of soccer, we got the MLS All-Star game tonight, but
yeah,
we can't forget about the Benfica game tomorrow. We got to get in on the Benfica game tomorrow. But there is the under-20 CONCACAF championships going on as well. And I actually bet on USA and El Salvador. We got games coming up a little bit later on tonight. So, like, the soccer continues, Kevin, international style. CONCACAF under-20 championships.
Plenty of action. Again, I am in on the MLS All-Star game. And, look, we can pop over
look forward to
it
your
right
picks.
now.
And we've got the TBT tonight that I'm super fired up for.
I know.
Oh, boy. Kentucky and Kansas.
That total looks low. I got to tell you. I know.
Oh, it's going to be a slugfest. Yeah, this is going to be. I tell you, Kevin, I think. Oh, and I wanted to bring this up. Listen. I cannot believe this happened last night, Kevin. And I cannot believe I didn't have enough money in my account at the time. And everything that I was doing the math, and I was like, this is impossible. I'm watching the TBT last night. All right. The Mecca and whoever the hell it was. Like, I'm getting whatever, dude. Heartfelt Fire. So I'm watching the Mecca Heartfelt Fire game. I'm looking at the in-game, Kevin. The total's 172.5 in-game. All right. Remember I said, they played earlier in the week and they got to 174.
Yeah.
They made Kevin, the total was 172.5. They had that up while the Elam target score came up. Kevin, the target score was 68. The math was impossible.
Yep.
It was impossible.
Yep,
I was sitting here, I was like, what am I missing? Because I was like, put it all in. Empty the account, put it in. And I was like, dude, they can't. Like 68, 60, it doesn't add up. Sorry, 78, whatever. It does not add up. Like, the math does not add up. They can't physically get there. They accepted the bet. It won. I crushed it.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was going to be you getting an email being like,
No.
Nope.
No. I could not believe that. I was like, you guys have a number up, and it's mathematically impossible. You know what I clued in? They had the time up still, Kevin. Said 2:52. And the clock was, like, moving. They didn't know. They didn't realize it's a freaking target score.
That's
it's
bizarre.
Not. Like, if it would have played out, it was paced for 172.5. You know what I mean? Yeah, but they stopped the clock with 4 minutes. They didn't adjust.
Wow. Yeah.
I finally caught them. I got them. Like, you know what I mean?
No, there you
go.
But
I didn't get them for enough. It was one of those, I wish I had like $12,000, like right there. I just would have been like, ding. Like, then I might have gotten an email after, though. Oh, yeah, by the way, we made a mistake.
Probably. Hate to say it, but, right? I do
think about that, guys. They had the number up, but there's a target score, the math. Because I was thinking, no, what if they hit a 3 and the other team hits a 3? Can it go over by 5? Like, how much more can it go over the target? And I was like, no, it can only go over by 3. It can only go over by 3.
TBT, it's hot.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're, much further down the list than only, 8% right now on Kalshi. But this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle. And that's going to be something that, we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron. Listen, I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, guys. So we're back here on SportsGrid. Let's handle the TBT right now. We'll get to kind of some of the soccer stuff. Again, I know there's baseball coming as well. Here's now the real deal for me with the TBT tournament. Okay, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but this is just being truthful. I bet this tournament one day with Gabe, lost every bet, but I have watched a decent amount of it, and certainly the Kentucky games. What I am not going to do, and I now care if Kentucky wins. I'm going to be very honest with people. That might be ridiculous, but I now care. What I'm not going to do is come in on the most important Kentucky game yet, bet Kentucky, they lose, and I ruin the whole thing. That's not going to happen. So, with that said, here are Gabe's picks for the TBT tournament.
Yeah, so we've got this Jayhawks Hoops crew, who are the Kansas alum, taking on La Familia, who are the Kentucky alum. Should be noted, this game is being played in Memorial Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky tonight. Kansas have been road warriors. Like, these guys went into Manhattan and beat K-State on their floor. They just went into Wichita and started a riot and beat them on their home floor. But with all that being stated, Kevin, and I've been riding this Jayhawks crew like right through the tournament, if you guys remember, starting with the Purple Rain series. I'm taking La Familia tonight. I'm going with the Kentucky crew. I'm going with the Kentucky crew. Dude, one of the Kansas lost a guy in the brawl the other day. He got hurt. The Kansas are without 2 or 3 guys tonight. They just went through, and people like knew about like the brawls because it went viral. It wasn't on TV because they cut away from it. But like, people that are paying attention to this know how crazy it got the other day in the Kansas game. That was only 48 hours ago. I don't they went and, state rivals too, Kevin. You know what I'm saying? State rivals, like that whole K-State. They were always in Canada. They were at Kansas State. They're playing Wichita. They get into like a massive brawl, riot after the game. And now they got to go to Kentucky in a one-game knockoff. I like Kentucky's depth and size a little bit more here. Kansas have really sort of willed themselves. Now, I hate getting in front of Frank Mason here because he's been good to me in this tournament. I just feel as if they'll not feel me or the play. I don't like the fact they're coming off those emotional games, man, against Wichita. Like, it was over the top, guys. It was over the top. Like, it's hard. They're not a pro team, right? Yesterday I saw them. They were on the bus asking, they needed money. Like, they basically, were raising money online. They said, we've advanced and we've got to go. We're on the road. Can you send us $10,000? And right on the spot, Kevin, some Kansas alum said, here's 20.
Yeah, wow. How about that?
Ding, they were live online. Yeah. Hey, you know what? If you guys are watching us and supporting us, we're 2 wins away, but the journey continues and we're running low.
Right.
Somebody just said, here's 20K, man. Keep it going, boys. Keep it going, right? They got to eat. They got to whatever. That's why it's so devastating, Kevin, that we talked about it, right? When players lose. They took time off for their job. Some guys get fired and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's you can't take a month off. Well, I am because I want to win. I'm going to be on TV and I might get a contract. And these guys' lives, man, it means so much. I just think Kentucky are the play tonight. But my hot take is the Mecca is going to win it all. Ooh. The Mecca is going to win it all. I think the street crew, and they're plus 400. There's futures up right now. La Familia are plus 190 to win it all. Davis Steeler plus 190 to win it all. The Mecca are plus 400. Jayhawks Hoops, Kevin, plus 425. Not a lot of love and respect for Jayhawks Hoops here, huh? Can almost argue there's value with them.
Yeah, it's not like
they're 2 wins away from
8
50. They win tonight, Kevin. You got them plus 425 going into the final.
It almost sounds, Gabe, here's either that number should be much shorter or Kentucky should be a much bigger favorite tonight, right? If the two
but you notice Kentucky and Davis Steeler are the same price. They're the same price.
That's what I'm saying. So I something is off there. The one thing that stood out to me a little bit, like I said, I looked into the game.
But I was going to ask you.
Have been playing the lower scoring games.
They're playing 63, 59s and stuff like that.
Goodwin Gabe by a lot is the highest scorer in this tournament this year. When you have reliable points like that in what looks, guys, this is a very low total. I think
and
that's
Cauley Stein's size, Kevin, to cause Kansas get a lot of their buckets just through hard work and rebounds and stuff. They don't shoot the three well.
Legit 7-foot NBA.
Yeah,
center.
so now you're gonna have a 7-foot dude causing havoc in the paint, and they were missing a million layups against Wichita State the other night. And like I said, it's going to be a problem going into Kentucky. But let me ask
Billy
you.
Cauley Stein didn't flame out, right? He played 10 years in the NBA. He's just he's not good enough for the NBA anymore. But that's still you know what I mean? He's still adjacent to that's having a guy that size is a big advantage.
Yeah, that's the one thing the teams don't have a ton of, actually. You'll see a few smaller dudes. Yeah. But I was going to ask you, who do you think the winner of tonight? Because if you think the winner of tonight, then, like I said, guys, you got to look at it from a betting perspective. Kansas tonight are only 2.5-point underdogs. Mm-hmm. So it's not as if though it's some crazy thought that, they can't win this game tonight. Yeah, they can win this game tonight, right? They can win. And if they do, you got them plus 425 in your back pocket going into the single, final game on Sunday on Fox. Game is Sunday on Fox on TV at 2 o'clock Eastern, I believe. But I want to ask you, do you believe? Because I don't. I actually think the non-alum guys will beat these guys, Kevin.
I
think the winner of tomorrow's Davis Steel Mecca game will win the title.
What's interesting is the final is in Vegas, and it should be. That makes sense. You want to keep it. You don't know who's going to advance.
But if this is weird, this is a weird caveat.
Oh, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
If Kansas win, it's in Kansas.
Well, then the Kansas future is the best bet on the board, even if we both think they're going to lose tonight.
It's not at the Lawrence Fieldhouse, but it's at their practice play, like their secondary arena type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I saw that last night. They said big news. If Kansas wins, we host the game on Sunday. Everybody, like, get ready to come. Like, they were giving a heads up.
Now, why would Kentucky not, though? Like, that's a little bizarre. Like, if that's an option, what does Kentucky have going on that they would want that for themselves?
I was under the impression, Kevin, I could be wrong, that the non-alums are going to the alum either way. I think it's in Kentucky or Kansas on Sunday.
Really?
I could be wrong.
They would have had to book a Vegas venue. Like, I thought they would have had to book the venue a little.
Let's see.
Maybe you're right.
All right. I'm gonna. Yeah. But because I know for a fact. Like I say, I'm all over this stuff, right? So, I saw the Kansas beat writers saying excited. Oh, if we win we're gonna host the final on Sunday. So I knew that much.
Let's see here. Are they selling tickets to the championship game?
The TBT final.
Yeah, that's the question. Because date and time is up in the air.
Yeah. I can confirm it, Kevin. Here's from Fox.
Okay.
Location: hosted on home court of winning alumni bracket team. So
now I would say,
guys, even though I like La Familia tonight, like this is crowding my mind, but like, guys, like, we get Kansas plus 425. They win. We got Kansas plus 425 on their bloody home court on Sunday.
Yeah.
Against guys that are playing tomorrow that have to fly in from Vegas too.
Right. Yeah, you have a rest advantage, and you don't have to travel.
And they're not a pro team, Kevin. They're not used to trips like that. Like, you know what I mean?
But, Gabe, what if Kentucky do win? Which, by the way, you do think is going to happen.
Like, they just kick back at home.
The game's at Kentucky
and these guys
tonight.
are going to, and these guys are playing tomorrow night in Las Vegas, late night Vegas time, and then got to go into Kentucky or Kansas. It's a tough spot for them,
That's why the gap is so big for Kentucky and Kansas. Kentucky have no travel.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're, much further down the list at only, 8% right now on Kalshi. But this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle. And that's going to be something that, we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Back on SportsGrid, let's talk a little soccer. We're going to get to the MLS All-Star Game in a moment. I just want to mention what I think is a nice little angle tonight in a friendly between Liverpool and Wrexham. I'm sure a lot of people know Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds and all that stuff. They are like a championship team. Like, they are making their way. They could feasibly be a Premier League team next year, which would be remarkable. They're playing Liverpool in a friendly. The total is set at 3.5. It's juiced towards the over. The game is being played at Yankee Stadium. And this is a real thing. And I know people in the MLS have adjusted to it a little bit more.
They have a lot of respect for the MLS and the All-Star Game, don't they?
Yeah, right. Like hosting Liverpool.
Let's schedule the game at the exact same time as the All-Star Game.
30-minute difference. 30-minute difference.
So Yankee Stadium, yeah, I saw Ryan Phillips. I don't know, dude. I see Ryan Phillips on. He's from Vancouver too, right? So I see him on TV like 24/7. Like, so I kind of tune out what he's talking about. But I saw him. Oh, it's a real honor to be playing there, and I can't. It's a dream come true, and blah blah blah. So, yeah, Yankee Stadium tonight.
But
what's
Gabe,
your prediction?
I just want to mention this
Liverpool
quickly.
minus 300.
You know this. The soccer games played in Yankee Stadium are not really played at a normal pitch size because they can't fit it in Yankee Stadium. So, for me, I think
Is there dirt? Please tell me there's dirt.
I don't know if there'll be dirt, Gabe, but if you're Liverpool and Wrexham and you're used to playing on a big open pitch, and now you're in these tight, confined spaces here, it's a friendly. I think this is an under. Totals at 3.5. Wrexham played a game against United that finished 1-0 in a friendly already. I think this is an under. Small pitch, not a lot of space, not a lot of goals.
3.5, huh? I'm looking. So I want to see the raw. I want to see if we. What's the lineup tonight? Here we go. Lineups confirmed. 39 minutes ago. See, we're on top of it here on the grid. Here we go.
Look at this.
Shout out to what a world we're in. Shout out to Athlon Sports, known for football. Love this Liverpool Wrexham lineups, Kevin. Athlon Sports on top of it.
Heck yeah. That's fantastic.
Liverpool is playing a second friendly of the U.S. What did they do in their first? Do you know what did they do? What did Liverpool do in their last
game?
They
played Sunderland. They were trailing 2-1, so they turned it on.
Oh, that's it. They beat them 4-2. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they played in Tennessee. Okay, they played in Tennessee. Now they're off in New York. Wrexham unbeaten in preseason after playing Manchester United and Leeds United. They defeated Leeds 3-2.
Mm-hmm. Like, Wrexham want these games. Wrexham do
that's
not
the thing.
show
Hey,
up.
And Liverpool don't really care. Let's be real.
No.
I'm not saying they don't fully care because it's Wrexham. I get it, but it's in America. It's not like they're losing in like the UEFA League or something. Like, you know what I mean? To them, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not the same. Like, this is a preseason game for Liverpool. Like, these games are like the first chances. Yeah, we signed this guy, or let's play this guy. Like, Wrexham will be all in on this because that is a feather on their cap. Hey, we tied Manchester United. We beat Leeds,
Yeah. I don't really understand why they're playing at Yankee Stadium when Liverpool are owned by, like, the Red Sox guys. I can't really figure that out for the life of me.
Should be, good. Well, you know what?
But even more
money.
That, though, right, Gabe?
Steinbrenner doesn't care. He's right there to stay. Money.
No, it's funny. Like, I'm not blaming the Yankees. I think it's a great move. But, like...
It's funny you say that. I used to be, when I was on the Score television network in the old days, we used to run ads for Sportsnet and the Blue Jays and stuff. And I actually asked the owner of the network, I said, why do you run commercials for a competitor of the network? He goes, well, they're going to be bigger than us anyways. I might as well make some money off it. He was right. And he goes, because they're going to advertise everywhere. Like, I'd be dumb not to take the money. Right? They had Blue Jays and Leaf ads or whatever. But same thing. Steinbrenner doesn't care. It's money. Right? I mean, they're booking, they're booking the stadium. But how about Wrexham plus 1.5?
Can't argue.
If you like the under, what is it, 2-1? I don't think it's 3-0. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit safer here. Wrexham plus 2.5, and I will in a parlay.
Plus 2.5.
Wrexham plus
this MLS game.
How about plus 2.5 and both teams to score in the All-Star game, Kevin? That's a nice
score
one.
number is just out of control.
It's up to 700 now.
I had one book at minus 900, Gabe.
So I got a 7 now. Minus 186. Now listen, this is the safer one. I still think Wrexham can cover the 1.5. But I'm just stating, it's almost like a football teaser. A little bit of insurance here.
Yeah.
Wrexham plus 2.5. Both teams to score yes in the All-Star game. MLS are not getting shut out, and MLS aren't shutting Mexico out either.
So I don't know what
they did only score one goal last year. It was 4-1.
Gabe, so I thought real clever. I'm going to do both teams to score under 6.5. Minus 250. I was like, what is going on here? Like, these are bets that they work against one another. I'm betting on goals.
Yeah.
They're
like, yeah, we're not getting 7 goals.
Yeah, they're like, no, that's a great bet. It's a good bet by you.
So, we'll play some math here. Look, I have the same game parlay page open here, actually. We did the same. We got to try to nail the same score for the All-Star game tonight. We got to try to, because the value's just too good. Like, we're getting all kinds of 12-1s and 14-1s and stuff. But, all right, so one thing, Kevin, to both teams to score, we talked about this one yesterday. Both teams to score an MLS All-Stars to win or tie is minus 175. Except, are they really going to tie? No. So there won't be a tie.
No, but that's still but it's not so basically, game, if the game is at 1-1, you're good as long as the League MX All-Stars didn't score again. Like, that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
I don't think the MLS will lose this game.
You know what?
I'd be pretty surprised.
One good thing about that bet, even though it is minus 175, like Kevin just said, good point, that if we're up 2-1 late or it's 3-2, we don't have to be total sweating. Oh my God, if they score, we're screwed. You know what I mean? If they score, fine. We still win the bet. It's tied, 3-3 now or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll look up the format. I didn't think go to penalty kicks after. It won't end as a draw, but like the 90-minute it could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the 90 will. Right. Yeah, we'll look a little more into it here. I played this total again. We'll talk about it on the other side, but
how about to win though? MLS to win and both teams to score is plus 150.
That's not bad. It'll fall in line. We'll do our final score predictions. That'll fall in line with what I'm expecting from this game here tonight. Quick break. More in-game live. More game time decisions. We change the show.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're much further down the list at only 8% right now on Kalshi, but this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle, and that's going to be something that we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Man, I just saw an update, and I don't want to derail our MLS conversation, but we have a whole nother hour here with you. This is from Baxter, who does some real reporting, that says the Kawhi Leonard investigation could drag into 2027. The quote reads, the NBA investigation into whether the LA Clippers circumvented the salary cap to pay Kawhi Leonard could drag into 2027 if the parties don't agree on the findings or any proposed settlement that involves punishing the team. There's no way you're telling me. So what does that mean, Gabe? If we don't, if they're not going to agree on the punishment, are the Raptors then just going to be like, fine, we'll do the deal and run the risk because we're going to get him for the season at least?
But I don't believe that Kawhi Leonard will be part of the punishment. The Clippers will be on the hook for the punishment. Right? So that's why I don't understand here, what's the
holdup?
Yeah. So what are you going to do? What, Kawhi can't play for, you're going to tell him, oh, you're not allowed playing because, whatever. He's not the one that negotiated the contract. He has plausible deniability. No, I have an agent that represents. I'm not the one that did this. Steve Ballmer is.
Right.
I don't, players don't know about their contracts. Yeah, exactly. I signed with the team. I signed a contract. I have no idea what you're talking about. And there was nothing illegal done. There's no criminal case, so he doesn't have to cooperate. He can be like, dude,
so let me
I don't
throw
know
this
anything.
to you then, Gabe. Do you think the reason the Raptors haven't pushed through with this is not because they're worried, but because they're thinking, hold on a minute.
I think the Raptors think we can get him for nothing. We're going to get him for nothing.
We can get him for free. All our picks are back.
Kawhi is going to Toronto. He's not going to settle. And like I said, they can't punish Kawhi. It's not part of the agreement. They can come after Ballmer and blah, 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 but they can't. The NBA's union is strong. Like you said, he signed a contract. I don't know what Uncle Dennis did, and my agent's crooked. I don't know. And they banned his uncle already. So, I don't know. I had a bad agent. He's out. Sort of like Ohtani. I don't know. My agent was better. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not me. It wasn't me. You don't have me doing anything. You don't have me. Do you have... you have a tape of me saying, yeah, pay me $30 million under the table for a fake landscaping company? No. Right? I think Kawhi got played a little bit, too. I'm sure people made money without his knowledge. I'm sure, Uncle Dennis, asked the Raptors for a private plane. And the Raptors were actually, smart. Yeah, and the Raptors were knowingly knew at the time, told them, we're not allowed giving you things. So, I wasn't shocked when this came up. I'm not going to be naive. Uncle Dennis asked for things. Listen, every team is offering this. What more can you give us? He wanted a piece of the Raptors ownership group.
Yeah.
Right? And the Raptors, Masai Ujiri smartly realized and told, the board, well, it's over. We can't. No. Don't even, we can't negotiate with them. Let them go. It's they're insane type thing.
It's actually a good point, Gabe. When this all broke, the surprise wasn't, what did they do? It was, they got caught. Right?
Yes.
Uncle Dennis is
it was no secret about what Uncle Dennis was like.
He's not Rich Paul famous, but he's not. My dad, if I said Uncle Dennis, he was yeah, Kawhi's guy. You know what I mean? People know who
Uncle
that
Dennis is he's like a gangster, hustler from the streets that negotiates on the street. Yeah. So that contract for $250 million, whatever. But what else are you gonna do for me? You know what I mean? Basically, you're gonna give me a free house? You got a helicopter? Well, what else you got? And Ballmer was so rich, they just figured, all right, whatever, dude. We'll spin off into this company. And Ballmer, whatever, dude. I saw a thing that they're taking so long because they're scared of Ballmer and his money. I mean, if you're Ballmer, if you want to go hard after Ballmer could just say, all right, I'm going to start leaking things that other teams do. You like that, Adam?
You know what, Gabe? That really
you think I'm the only one in NBA history out of these owners? Mark Cuban himself said this is no big deal. It happens all the time.
I think this is the other. I said this to you in real time. Let's be real, guys. What did the Clippers get out of Kawhi? Ultimately, a
headache.
Run, okay?
A headache.
So nobody's
investigation.
angry. The thing that people might be angry about is the trade they did with the Thunder to help the Thunder reset
Yeah,
their
you're right, but
franchise.
it's like, yeah, you want
And
to
the
punish
fact
the
that
team. They didn't win,
Kawhi
Kevin.
For like a
They
good
didn't win.
Gabe, I am telling you, nobody cared. They made the trade with the Raptors, and people went, no. They are not getting 2 picks. There's no way. They're not getting 2 picks on the way out. This is crazy.
You called it.
Like,
you're exactly right. It's not about Kawhi being punished. It's about the Clippers can't walk away with this with a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah.
Because
people
they know.
Yeah, people
they
are speaking
know
positive about the Clippers. Yeah.
Ballmer doesn't care if you fine him $100 million. He will not care. He'll be like, here's the check. Like,
what are they going to do?
Money will not bother him. Like, it's true.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're, much further down the list at only, 8% right now on Kyle sheet. But this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle. And that's going to be something that, we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. Like, I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Back on SportsGrid, it is Game Time Decisions. Kevin Walsh here alongside Gabriel Morency. We are talking baseball. We are talking a little soccer and some WNBA as well. The WNBA All-Star, trade deadline is rapidly approaching. That is Sunday. And a lot of people think Kelsey Plum could be on the move, which would be really, really interesting. We had a fun slate yesterday. Great cover by the Tempo. But also, Gabe, this league is just higher scoring right now. Like, these games are not sneaking over. These games are flying through totals. And again, it wasn't only, if I'm not mistaken, Gabe, I think all 5 games yesterday went over the number. I am pretty sure. We've got 2 more tonight, Dallas, Atlanta, Phoenix, Golden State, but this is an over league right now, almost CFL style.
It really has been. And it was going in. It was going into the All-Star break, and it has been popping out. I mean, how about last night? They got to, 216 in Los Angeles? Like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, They were crushing 200s last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, too. Atlanta and Dallas, it's a good game tonight. Good game tonight. Although, you know what? I don't see these teams as much, Kevin. Right? I see the West Coast, and I sort of see the East Coast with the Tempo. And there's not that many teams in the WNBA, so I see every Tempo game. So I'm sort of seeing every team all the time. I haven't seen a ton of Dallas and Atlanta games this year. I got to be honest with you. We got a total of 181.5 tonight. Atlanta, small road favorites. What are you doing with this game at 8 o'clock Eastern?
So I kind of set it up. I'm playing the over. There are a couple of props I'm going to play here as well. But and this total's moved. I played a 180.5. I think it opened 177.5. It's up to 181.5. I look at these teams and I see points. I think Dallas have been more and more comfortable with their offensive system. I think it took them a little bit to get kind of accustomed to the pace that they wanted to play at and making Page and Fudd and Enrique all gel. And Atlanta were injured for a while, but this is a team now playing a ton of overs and hitting their rhythm. And what I did on top of the total, Gabe, is I kind of just stuck with the superstars. If these games are going to fly, give me Paige Beckers over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists. Give me Angel Reese over 27.5 points plus rebounds.
I look at this game, guys, and this Dallas Wings team, winners of 6 of their last 7 basketball games, right? They've been playing very good basketball. They were playing great ball going in into the break. They lost their last game. They lost their first game off the break. Was that the first one after or before? Let's see. No, it was I think it was right after. So what? They lost by 1, right, to New York, 99-98.
And Page didn't play. They lost in overtime.
Yeah,
Page
that was the
play.
one. All right, that was the one. So they beat Phoenix 101-97, like very high scoring, Kevin. If you look at this Dallas team over the last 5 games, they've scored 90 or more. And in fact, they've scored 98 or 96 or more in 4 of the last 5. 108, 96, 90, 98, 101. So I don't disagree with your overlook. And how about Atlanta, guys? The Dream come in, Kevin, on a 1-9 against the spread run tonight.
Yeah. They get booked with a lot of respect, Atlanta, but they're not machines against the number.
And they're not a great road team. They're 7-6 straight up on the road only. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it feels like it's a Dallas side tonight.
I think that's fair. I think Atlanta being road favorites speaks volumes, but they have to live up to the number, right?
I think the computers, though, are still sort of catching up to Dallas and acknowledging that they actually are good, too.
That's interesting. Maybe. I think we'll find out. Phoenix,
but if you look at
State,
Dallas, they've priced Dallas properly this year. I mean, if you look at Dallas, guys, they're 18-9 straight up. Dallas are good. Like, they're better than people realize. Like, no one talks about them, really. But they're 18-9, yet against the spread, right? They're 13-12-2. As far as the totals are concerned, 13-13. Like they actually like nailed them. But you look at Atlanta, just 10-16 against the spread, 15-11 to the over. So there is a little something to hang your hat on there.
The second game, Gabe, with Phoenix and Golden State, this Golden State team having this incredible season, the Mercury just the complete opposite end. They have a lot of talent, and Alyssa Thomas is one of these other names to watch out at the deadline. The issue with Alyssa Thomas is, from the reporting, like the talks have gone cold. I don't know how clean the fit is, because she does seem to not always be the easiest to get along with the teams that she's on. That's the reporting. I'm not acting like I've been in the locker rooms, but if you're a contending team, you're trying to make a splash, you have to factor that in. And I wonder, Gabe, if that's why the talks have gone cold here.
You know, it'll be interesting to see if the Tempo are in the mix. We talked about them shopping their first-round pick around, and I saw the game last night. I saw the post-game show after, and the discussion of the people that cover the team, and it's for real. Like, they really do. And, you know, they think they can get a better player than they would in the draft right now. Sort of the big picture moving forward. So I think that a lot of these, I don't think Kelsey Plum is in the mix. They want size, they want rebounds a bit, but it wouldn't shock me if Alyssa Thomas is available, right? It wouldn't shock me. And one thing, you know, Brondello's a good coach. Like, she's really good at managing players. The team chemistry with the Tempo is great. So I'm curious to see what the Tempo end up doing if somebody bites with that pick. And it's crazy, though, that what the Sparks say, they want to trade Kelsey Plum, and they just gave up their first-round pick to get Kelsey Plum, Kevin. You can't make it up.
That's yeah. Listen, Sparks fans are not happy with how that team is run at all. Remember, by the way, guys, they traded away Rickea Jackson. Now I know Rickea got
They
injured.
could have got Malonga. They could have got Malonga.
Yeah. They traded their picks away to the Sparks. Like they've done a lot of bad things. I will just say, Gabe, you brought it back up, and I'm glad you did. Just with the Kelsey Plum thing, I can't figure out the clean fit for Kelsey. And that's not me. I'm not trying to be low on Kelsey Plum. I'm not, you know what I mean? She's really good. Do you just send her back to Vegas?
Yeah, and she's another one, though. She's another one that guys like. It's weird. WNBA have sort of different cliques with fans and stuff. Dudes all are in love with Kelsey Plum, but I don't think her teammates are, Kevin. She's another one. There's a pattern, if you'll notice, with
I mean,
the pattern, and no, I'm just being real. Kelsey doesn't, you'll notice, her teammates don't run to her after big shots too much and stuff. Kelsey lives in her own little world type of deal, right? There's a lot of cliques in the WNBA, and she seems to be in her own little world type of thing. And I'll put it this way: for as good as she is, Kevin, why is she on so many teams?
Well, this would be her third. I think it would be her third team. I think she's only been on the Aces and the Sparks.
Yeah, but it's not like these teams are dying to keep her.
There's also only to be fair, you play for two teams. That's 25% of the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to overdo it, but I'm just stating you get my point. That I'm not saying
the Vegas
I don't think
core
she's
hasn't broke up. She's the only one who's gone. So I get your point. The Vegas core are all still together except for her.
And they won without her after, right? And they won, so they sort of moved on. Yeah.
I just
my whole point is too. Not just I'm not saying that, and I don't want to speak ill will. I'm not saying she's a bad person or anything, but I think she wanted out almost. I think she wants to be the star, Kevin. I think that's her thing. She wants to sort of be the star. But what team can you be the star on? Portland? It's a good point. We've talked how many teams are lining up for Kelsey Plum right now? I think the Liberty are. I think the Vegas are. Atlanta are.
It's like Golden State or bust to lift that offense.
That's what I said. I think the Valkyries are the best fit for her. And they might not think she's part of their team system. You know what I'm saying? Do we want her?
And she's taking shots at Caitlin. The Liberty don't need a guard. Atlanta?
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're much further down the list than only 8% right now on Kalshi, but this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle, and that's going to be something that we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
On SportsGrid, Major League Baseball board, we mentioned the two that are live. The Giants really opened it up, 10-3 lead over the Brew Crew, who actually very quietly have found themselves with the same record as the LA Dodgers. Now, loss here tonight, win for the Dodgers. Dodgers go back to the best record in baseball, but we have talked about the disparity between the NL and the AL, and for the Dodgers, again, there's no competition in terms of will they win their division, biggest favorites by a country mile. But it would not be rare, Gabe, for the Dodgers to not finish with the best record in the National League. They didn't finish with one of the two best records last year in the National League.
They never care about it.
They never have, but
they don't
it's
care.
It's interesting.
It's one of these deals where, though, in the past, the Dodgers used to win like 110 or whatever. Like, they'd win a million games, and they'd be flat in the playoffs. They'd be worn out in the playoffs, right? They kind of caught on that, look, guys, that, the last 2 years, they didn't get to 100 last year. Not a single team got to 100 last year, for the record. Not a single team won 100 games last year, right? And the year before, I think they might have gotten to 101 or something, 102. But I'm saying they won the World Series by not having the best records in baseball. But with that being stated, they're a little bit bored now. And I did hear Dave Roberts, like, when somebody asked him, what are you guys even playing for? Is it hard to be up by so much? And he said, no, not really. We're not really healthy. So, he basically was honest. And like I said, the Dodgers are very honest all the time. And he goes, we're getting a good look at a lot of players, and he basically just talked about, it's all about the big picture. And then he goes, but I'll tell you, he goes, we are playing for the best record in baseball. He goes, that's what I tell the guys. There was no conviction in it. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a Dodger player, do you really think it matters that you wake up every day? We got to be the best, have the best record. No, you got to win the World Series. You're judged by the World Series. Right. Nobody remembers, like I talked about the league stuff, like nobody, you know what I mean? Good for you. You won, the Seattle Mariners won 118 or 20 games or whatever. Good for them. They didn't win the World Series. Nobody cares. Right? So it's all about, but as far as the best record is concerned, I don't really know if it matters. To me, it's just avoiding that 5-game series. You avoid the 5-game series, you take the equation out. That's when the Dodgers have lost. Right? They lost the 5-game series to the D-backs. They lost 5-game series San Diego. They're harder to beat in a 7-game series. Sort of like the NBA, right? We don't see these upsets anymore, Kevin, because in the old days, there'd be a 5-game series. You can actually pull off an upset in a shorter series.
Right. The interesting thing for me, but this is why we talk about it with baseball, though, Gabe, where the Dodgers being the 1 seed, you and I mentioned this in the beginning of the season. In order for all this Dodger stuff to feel worth it, they have to be this kind of like dominant, roll through everybody force. And this is where we kind of end up with this boring season out of them. And let's be very clear. And I know you don't care. You're a Dodger fan. It's about winning the World Series, and that's totally, totally fine. But it's boring, right? They're really good, but they're not historically great, right? They're not can't miss. Which are Eric Lauer, Evan Sheehan, right? Wroblewski, they're not can't miss. But then the postseason comes around, and everybody's analysis, or almost everybody's, is, well, the Dodgers are going to win. Obviously, the Dodgers are going to win. And it does suck a little bit of life out of it, And I wish this team was on pace for 110 wins.
But
that's exciting.
It's hard. It's hard for teams when you're not being pressed. Like the Dodgers have openly admitted they like it when the other teams in the division are good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It pushes them, right? Like earlier in the year, they said it. They said, we feel alive. It's the room is excited about the playoff chase with San Diego. They're actually tied earlier in the year. Or I think San Diego even took a 1-game lead once, and they threw a parade down there. And, right, the Dodgers said, it's cool, and it pushes us type thing. But, like, it's hard, guys, if no one's pushing you. You know what I'm saying?
But they
you go through the motions. Then you got to flick. Then you got to flick the switch in October. It's not easy sometimes, right? Like
they don't
the Angels
push themselves towards those great historical regular season marks. And I know what you're going to say. Nobody cares, because it's all about the World Series.
Nobody does anymore, though, Kevin, in any sport. That's what I was going to get to, sort of long-winded style, is that they could be better, but they don't push themselves, right? And it's the same thing. It's like, well, we're going to win anyways. We're already up in the division. And it's sort of a look, dude, we take pitchers out, Kevin, that have perfect games in the 7th inning now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't try to achieve greatness. Everything is thought of from a monetary standpoint. Well, we've already won, or we're going to win, and we're paying this guy a lot of money, so let's not risk the injury. Let's get him out of the game. Not, oh, my God, imagine this guy could throw a perfect game and be in the history books of all time, and we could provide a memory for the 50,000 fans here that they'll never forget. It's like, let's go with the analytics of this. Like, we've taken the soul out of sports, Kevin. That's why the Dodgers don't care. It kind of sucks, right? It's the same way in the college football playoffs. You used to have to be undefeated, Kevin. Right? You'd strive for greatness, right? And Indiana were, God bless them. So I'll give them credit for that. You don't have to strive for greatness now, right? Like, what does the Michigan-Ohio State game mean if both teams have one loss going into the game, Kevin?
I think it still means nothing. A lot. I don't agree.
Well, a little bit of pride. A little bit of pride. Whatever, dude. And you play each other again in the Big Ten 2 weeks later. It's like they're like conference tournaments in college basketball. Nobody cares. The only people that care about conference tournaments in basketball are the small schools that get in. God bless them. That's cool.
Of course they care.
The big teams
Duke,
don't
North
care.
Carolina playing an ACC tournament game, it still matters. Still matters.
Yeah.
See,
but
I wish you wouldn't do that, honestly. And I know it means a lot to you, but you know how much Ohio State, Michigan means. Michigan could be undefeated and Ohio State could be winless, and the game matters. You beat them the other year. You beat them the other year when you had no chance to make the playoff, and it meant a lot. You know that.
But it's really, to me, all these rivalries don't matter anymore. They've all lost their luster to me. It's like, who cares? Like, it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, did we win the Big Ten? Did we win the championship? And honestly, that's the way Michigan thinks. Like, Ohio State have a countdown clock in their room and stuff, right, about the Michigan game. Like, their whole, like, world is built around beating Michigan. And Michigan says, we try to win the Big Ten. Ohio State's another team in the Big Ten. Right? Sort of a different way of looking at it. And like Nick Saban said, and Nick Saban was bang on about it. He goes, they're obsessed. Like you said, Ohio State won the national championship, Kevin, and they were unhappy because they lost to Michigan still.
Yeah. It still
if we won and lost to them, we wouldn't care.
Yeah.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're, much further down the list at only, 8% right now on Kalshi, but this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Skubal, and that's going to be something that, we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron. I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Okay, guys, back with you right here on SportsGrid, following all the action, following all the latest. There was an NFL thing I wanted to kick your way, Gabe, just because, we're in
Saints
camp.
Injury? Another one?
You know what? Let's actually, so that wasn't it, but let's start there. The NFC South being bad is something we're accustomed to. Guys, here are the storylines right now.
Players.
Oh, yeah. So the Saints and Panthers have each lost a torn ACL guy, right? Falcons might have both quarterbacks hurt, and nobody on the Bucs can get a contract. If literally just
don't forget about
vibes,
Robinson wanting money now too. Robinson wanting money.
Robinson wants money.
And
and the
Bucs told Baker, we're not giving you that deal. We're not giving you that deal. By the way,
in the NFC South, like this is crazy. Like, can one team have positive vibes? It's July 29th. Look at Eagles camp. Eagles camp.
Who's the one team? Who's
the best quarterback in football? Like, everything's positive everywhere, guys. The NFC South is every team's miserable right now.
Who's the one? We talked about it a bit the other day. It is just a train wreck of a division. I don't believe in Stefanski. I don't believe in Tua. Penix is a good college quarterback, but he's not an NFL quarterback. It's a train wreck. Let's call it. If you got Robinson, like
they're both hurt. I don't even understand what's going on.
And you got two bad quarterbacks. Like there's the same. If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. Like put it this way. I think Minnesota's quarterback situation is much healthier than theirs. Like between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, I'd rather have those two than the other two, than Tua and Penix, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's a train wreck in Atlanta, although on paper they have talent, but Stefanski's not a good coach. I don't believe in him at all. The Saints are still up and coming. I don't know if they have enough to get there. I think they might be a little overpriced suddenly. They went from underpriced to overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Buccaneers and then the Panthers. All right, the Panthers lost Scorton. I'm going to maintain that the Panthers are the team to beat in this division. I'm hanging my hat on that.
I think it's like they're the defending champions.
They got some talent.
They're the defending champions of the division. One book has them with the longest odds to win the darn thing.
I know, but the rest of them suck.
Life.
Like, to me, I look at it like, they're actually the most solid ones. Would you agree with that? If we look, it's like they have a little bit of foundation here.
I think Tampa has
drafted
the best roster on paper, but
but they're older.
They are, like we said, Carolina secretly, like not everybody knows this. They have like two really good, a left tackle and a right tackle, and they're both injured right now. Like it's not just Scorton. Gabe, they just lost the receiver, the kid Chris Brazil, the wide receiver, who people were excited about. Just got injured. He's out for I think it's a month or two. Like, it's not stopping in Carolina. Like, you're going to like that division. Roster, and by the time we get to week one, you're going to be like, I hate this football team.
So we just say we should bet the team total under of every team in this division?
It's crazy. No, it's really
I don't
really
Tampa
crazy.
To get to 9. Their win total is 8.5. I don't think they're getting to 9.
Last year.
And I'll just throw it out there. As well. And this is one of those just quick sort of hot sports host takes right away, but Raiders, Kirk Cousins starting. This thing is a disaster there as well. Like, and people are like, they have Kubiak now. Like, who cares? And what, you think Kubiak doesn't have the players that he had on Seattle, okay? Like, it's not the same. People think all these coordinators go in. If you have players, right? It's like the college, the conference media days, Kevin. Every coach is a great hire. Every coach is a great hire. Every coach, we're going to play hard. We're going to hit like nothing. Yeah, dude, like we've never heard this before for the last 40 years, every media year. Right? Like Joe Summerall got all mad because like the phone went off the other day. I was thinking, dude, you know what? You're going to regret being a jerk to that guy that phone went off because when you're 3-6, you're going to need that guy to be not wanting to fire your ass like the last dude that was in there, right? Like, don't pick a fight with the media on your first day there. Like, that's not the way to go. But some of these guys, they're all mini dictators, and they all think they're the best coaches ever. And most of them suck, and most of them are failures after. So I can't wait to see it implode.
But my Raiders, so it's interesting. I don't think they'll be good. but I fully believe that Kirk Cousins is starting not just week 1, but for, if he can stay upright, at least 10 games. I think they're one of the first teams ever to say it and mean it. We don't want the rookie playing that much. Like, Tom Brady might be silly to think that's a magic sauce, but it is what he did. And the Raiders do have a brand new coaching staff. I really believe that they are not going to rush Mendoza. I think
don't disagree with that.
A lot of games.
The problem is, I think that could be their plan, but if Cousins starts a lot of games, he will not stay healthy for a lot of games. He'll end up
That's
getting
the
hurt.
worry. 100%. A very, very, very good chance.
Can he last a month, maybe?
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Atlanta should be the team to step up and secure him.
Yeah, Atlanta's really interesting because they're, much further down the list at only, 8% right now on Kalshi, but this is a team that has constantly come up in terms of GMs thinking, or the reports suggesting that GMs are thinking that Atlanta Braves are the dark horse team to kind of swoop in there and get Scoogle, and that's going to be something that, we should pay attention to.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help
I
it.
knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Back on SportsGrid, I want to mix one more little NFL thing. We're talking about some of these quarterback battles. The Cleveland Browns still have not named a quarterback. Today, Shedeur Sanders had a pass go viral. That's all it takes at camp, okay? Watson's been the favorite. There was the video the other day of Jerry Jeudy on an Instagram Live. They were asking him who he wants to be the quarterback. He put up the number 4. Like he was trying to be coy about it, basically saying he wants Watson. And I've been saying it doesn't make any sense for Watson to get the job because the Browns want to be bad, so you might as well let the rookie start. Maybe they surprise you or they're awful, gets you a better chance for a draft pick. But if they name Watson the starter, that does mean he looks better than everybody else. Like that's the only way Watson gets the job, is if he looks better than everybody else. And this is a Cleveland team. Like, we know there are surprise teams every year, Gabe. We're going to see what they do with this quarterback battle, and I'm curious what you think about it. But I think the Browns could be a little bit of a sleeper here this season.
The Browns have a ton of talent on paper. It's one of the reasons why I've always thought Stefanski has been a bad coach. They've never gotten the quarterback situation right. And that's another reason with Stefanski in which it was always the quarterback's fault in Cleveland. Like, think of how many quarterbacks he went through, and it was never his fault, right? It's like, well, other people won with Baker Mayfield and figured it out, but you couldn't. And it's like he deliberately wanted to throw Baker under the bus. And like I said, I thought it was a weird hire for Atlanta. My deal is I'm not a Monken guy either, and I don't hate every coach. We just happen to be talking about the coaches I don't like. And I thought, like, they're really, like, how the hell does Todd Monken get a job as a head coach in the National Football League? You got to be kidding me. There's not a brighter, younger mind out there, because that Baltimore offense was so revolutionary, huh, Kevin, over the years? Like, what are we doing? Right? And so what? The guy couldn't win and couldn't put it together with Lamar Jackson, but he's going to figure this thing out with Cleveland now. But Cleveland on paper do have talent. I don't disagree with that. My deal with the Browns is their win total is 5.5, minus 130 to the over. I think they're going to get to 6 wins. No one's ever gotten rich betting the Cleveland Browns overs, I'll tell you that. Like, you know, like to get to 6, Kevin. Like, yeah, they might not suck, but can they get to 6? I keep buying into the Bears. You know, maybe I'm naive on this, and I don't know if you saw Caleb Williams showed up to camp, and he lost 15 pounds.
Oh, interesting.
Much leaner, Kevin. Yeah, like not ripped either. So it's not like, oh yeah, did you see him? Like, oh my God, he's like whatever. Like, no, but he's a lot thinner and sort of like his face is less. And I think basically lifestyle changes, right? And they said, oh, what did you do? Did you work out and stuff? And he goes, you know what? He goes, I got a dietitian and I have sleeping pattern habits now. Basically, he's becoming a pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
And he said, I feel a lot quicker and leaner now. And like, basically, I feel a lot better. Like, you know, they basically, I think he was a little pudgy, probably partying a little bit, a couple of drinks, not working out enough. Like, Caleb, if there's one thing with Caleb, I'll say, and I like him, but I think, Kevin, that he's one of these kids that he was so good, he's so athletically gifted that he hasn't been coached very much. Like, he hasn't been told, don't do that, or you don't do that very well, right? You know what I mean? Or you're not very good at this, Caleb, so we're going to work on this. Like, he's never been told that before. And I think now with Ben Johnson, like, Ben has told him, like, you got to get in better shape. Like, you know what I mean? You can't force the ball here. You can't do this, can't do that. I believe in the kid. I think he's ready for that next step. I think this team is ready for that next step, the Bears. And 9.5, Kevin, plus 100 to the over. Give me the Chicago Bears over 9.5 wins.
Yeah, I think the Bears are a playoff team for me. You know, we'll do when we get there. Hey, you know, here are 7 playoff teams. Here are Super Bowl picks. All that. The interesting thing is, are they going to need the offense to be top, 4 or 5 in football because of where the defense is? They were a team that a lot of people thought would be super in on Max Crosby, and they were never able to pull that trigger. And if you look at this team, boy, they could use a star edge rusher. The defensive line leaves you wanting a little bit more. But again, if Caleb takes the leap, you talk about him slimming down. Colston Loveland year 2, Luther Bird in year 2, Roma Dunze coming in year number 3. The offensive line's still very, very good. One of the 5 best in football. There's a lot of talent on that. It's a one-sided team. I'll be honest, Gabe, they remind me a little bit of Buffalo. Now, Josh has proven a million more than Caleb, but I'm just talking about, if I'm betting on the Bears, I'm betting on that offense. If I'm betting on the Bills, I'm betting on that offense.
I think the Bills' defense is going to be better than people give them credit for. Even though McDermott was a defensive guy, I think he was a problem. And I think this team now with Jim Leonard coming in, who's a former Buffalo Bill for the record, was just with Denver right now. I think the schemes will matter. Honestly, though, with the Bills, Kevin, I think one of the big problems with the Bills wasn't just so much McDermott. It really was being the general manager, right? They've gotten so many draft picks wrong. There's been so many defensive tackles, dude, so many wide receivers that they've, swung and missed on. And it's gotten to the point where he's scared to draft now, and he trades the picks to Kansas City every time. Instead, right, well, you guys go first because I'm going to screw it up, and he still screws it up, right? He still screws it up after. Yeah. So, but I think that Russo has a ton of talent, right? If this kid could just, get some consistency going. I think one of the underrated signings of the offseason, actually, Kevin, was Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb can ball. I think he's a professional player when healthy, that will be like, he's not Von Miller. He's not a washed-up Von Miller right now. I think that Chubb is going to bring an extra edge to this football team. I like the Gardner Johnson signing. Just sort of an instigator type of disturber type of guy that the Bills haven't had in the past. I think, Kevin, a lot of the Bills' success that they will have this year will be due to the culture change in the room. Like, same players, but just different. There was a lot of pressure on McDermott, right? There was a big weight on his shoulders. Then it became sort of a weight on the entire team. McDermott was a very serious guy that didn't joke around a lot with the players and stuff. He wasn't very accessible with the players. Brady is completely different, right? Like Brady, we'll see. You can't be too much one of the boys, right? That's the problem. You have to have some authority, but all the Bill players already have just talked about the different sort of atmosphere in the room and less pressure, more fun type of atmosphere, and I think that's going to pay off for them.
I think, obviously, I'm someone who agreed with them moving off of McDermott, and I think in the long run it can work out. But when we talk Buffalo Bills, we're talking Super Bowl or we're not, right? And we said it's not very
they'll
common
go
a
over
guy
the win
comes in.
total. Yeah, I'm not saying they'll win their total, but they're Super Bowl, but they'll go over 10.5. They win games every year. I mean, they will win
Buffalo,
12 games. This is what they do.
I think they're winning
the Bills.
They're taking the AFC East back. Like,
they lose a game a month. The Bills. I'm telling you, this is what they do. They lose a game a month. They'll win 3. They'll lose 1. So like they'll basically lose a game to someone they shouldn't. Everyone says they suck. They'll look great for 3 weeks, right? No, 3-1. And they'll get their ass handed to them on Monday Night Football, right? Like, it's like then it'll be rinse and repeat, like another. Yeah, in Atlanta, and then they'll win another 3 in a row, and then they'll lose again. And at the end of the year, you're like, oh, look, they're 12-4. Now there's 13-5s or whatever, like, or 13-4s with the 17, etc. But they will win 11-plus games. I'm not saying they'll win the Super Bowl, but they will go over their win total.
Yeah, I think they win the division again, right? And that's kind of the starting point. And I think Josh Allen's the rightful favorite for league MVP. And I'm sure, Bills fans are not as worried about him winning league MVPs as they are winning Super Bowl MVPs, but it's a start, right? And I think Josh has the potential to have one of the best seasons of his career this year. And I don't think
throwing the ball, I think with Brady, they're going to throw the ball a lot.
Man, it's been a long time since Josh Allen is known as having one of the greatest arms in the history of the league. Been a long time since Josh Allen had a big passing yard season, guys. Been a long time.
And
we'll see what it looks like.
I think this is the year. He goes over his numbers, like 36, 50 or so.
Yeah, I mean, last
Live on SportsGrid, Mason Miller's shutting people down. This guy's ridiculous. I mean, how old is Mason Miller? Like, how many years? Because not everyone wants to be a closer, so they don't kind of accept this role this early.
My guess is he's 33, 32, 33.
No. Gabe, he's 27.
Oh, he's
Mason
27.
Miller.
Oh, yes, he's a little younger than I thought. Yeah. I thought he was a little older.
Because Gabe, usually guys that have his kind of stuff.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Right? You're like, I want to, like, Mason Miller, Gabe, could go down as, I know you hate when I do this, but it is what it is. If he stays on the trajectory, he'll go down as one of the 5 greatest closers in the history of baseball. He has to stay on the trajectory. But
yes and no.
That's where we are. That's where we are. Like,
yeah, you know what though? My whole deal with closers is has he ever done? Is he doing it in like big games? You know what I mean?
I actually wouldn't agree with that with a closer. I think every game's big if you're a closer. It's always a save.
Like I'm just saying, no, but there's a difference if you're on a crappy team. If not, there's not the same pressure. Like, put it this way. Like, he could have better numbers than Mariano Rivera, but is he Mariano Rivera? Like, did you do it in the World Series on different? You know what I mean? Like, that's my whole point.
Joe Lisi used to do that to me. I would say Ladd McConkey's good at football. He goes, so you're saying he's Jamar Chase? You're saying he's Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
I go, I'm certainly not. I'm certainly not doing that. I wouldn't do that.
Well, you said
I didn't say
best
Mason
ever,
Miller.
So I was like,
I said top 5. I said one of the best ever, top 5.
Yeah. No, he is. He is. Although, and once again, I always have a but. Although, and I'm not, listen, there's no effing way I'm going to die on a hill. There's no way in hell I'm going to die on a hill arguing against a guy that hasn't given up a single hit this year or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not like I said, he's overrated. I can get into LeBron if you want, but I'm not going to get into him, Mason Miller.
Right. His ERA is
my
like
whole thing I'll say.
8.
My only thing I'll say is, I don't know, everybody strikes out now. Like, baseball's a little different. Like, the stats are different now.
I am fascinated to see if they trade this kid, man. I mean, this Padres team is just the most fascinating. They might be the most interesting team in baseball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe they're trading him personally. I always think they're going to surprise people, and they're going to acquire somebody. Like, they always surprise people.
They're the only team that enters every deadline, regardless of the record, buyers and sellers. They will do both. They don't care. They will trade Miller and bring.
What are you going to get for Miller, too? As good as he is, he's a closer.
I saw a pass-in quote that apparently the Padres have said to teams, just to be very clear, don't tell us someone's off limits. If you call for Mason Miller, don't go, this guy's off limits. That's not how so their thought game is.
Yeah, if you are one of the greatest closers of all time, then you're going to have to pay for it.
Correct. Yeah, they don't want to hear.
What's his contract, though? What's his contract?
He hasn't even hit arbitration, Gabe. I mean, he's a pup. He's a pup.
Yeah, he's only in a second deal here, 27 years old. Yeah.
So you're dealing with club control. And, I mean, listen, if they put a salary cap in, by the time it would be to pay Mason Miller, I mean, closers will be making like $11 million.
I see this right now, Kevin. He grew up a fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Uh-oh.
Imagine him and Skeens on the same team.
I got real nervous you were going to say the LA Dodgers.
Oh, what? The LA
this
Dodgers.
Conversation turning from Mason Miller isn't that good to he's going to be a Dodger. I was a little.
No. We got Edwin Diaz. We're good.
Do you? Do you? Is Edwin back?
As long as he doesn't get arrested for cockfighting, we should be all right.
Is he healthy? What is Edwin's deal? I haven't seen Edwin Diaz. He's not still in the. They're going to activate him. When do they activate this guy?
This is from 4 hours ago, actually.
Here we go.
The Dodgers just activated him. There it is.
Pitching tonight. Happy Edwin Diaz Day.
There he is. I told you he's back. Yeah. No, I knew he was back, Kevin. Like, he worked out with the team the other day, pitched and he's been with the team type thing. Like, he's been throwing simulated games, blah, blah, and all that type stuff against the team. So, yeah, he's back. Speaking of the devil, Diaz activated today, is available tonight for the Dodgers.
Makes me think he'll come in, save opportunity. Dodgers in a close one tonight. Diaz gets the ball in the ninth.
And here we go, just for the record. Glass now will throw a bullpen session today and test out his back injury. If all goes well, the team will schedule him for rehab assignment, and he's back on track to be on the mound for the Dodgers in a couple of weeks. Blake Snell. Oh, God. See, this is good. We're on this, Kevin. Blake Snell is starting today.
Oh, like it's going to look for a single A baseball line.
I'm looking right now. I'm looking for the odds right now. I'm looking. So where is he starting? Where is he starting? Is it? Come on. Is it Oklahoma City? Let's see where he's starting today. Blake plans start to sell, impossible rehab start. All right, blah blah. Where is it though? Where is he pitching?
Come on now.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, you're right. It's A-ball. I don't have a line for A-ball. You know what? What kind of world we live in, Kevin, when I can get us flag football under 14-year-old girl flag football lines? You know, I asked the odds maker at the book that had the flag football lines if he's going to have high school football. And they're almost offended. He's like, oh, no, we don't do high school football. I was like, you just did 14-year-old girls flag football. Now you're offended? I'm asking if you do high school football.
Yeah, guys, really, that's not where I would draw the line, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think that really adds up all things.
Yeah, so speaking of which, Kevin, all these pitchers, though, and the Dodgers and stuff. So Blake Snell starting tonight.
I wonder, though, Gabe, and this is what we started the show with, does that throw off some of the Skubal stuff? You're not trading for Skubal if they're all healthy.
It's undecided whether it'll be his final start or not. So he's close. He's starting tonight for the single-A affiliate, Ontario Tower Buzzers.
Is that California, Ontario? They're not playing up by you, right? All right, I'm just making sure.
No, it's yeah.
I was gonna say Gabe's gonna try and see if he can sneak out, catch a Blake Snell game. That'd be not bad.
Max Scherzer pitched in Vancouver, and I was out of town that day. I have a knack for that. It's unbelievable.
You know, actually, I'll tell you this.
You know what you're gonna like. Actually, you know who's playing here? God, it's like now. I gotta look up the schedule. Purdue are here. Purdue, Marquette.
Really?
Grand Canyon, the Oregon Ducks, and Oregon State Beavers. Yeah, college basketball preseason.
All right, guys, back in the right here on SportsGrid. Man, so many different sports stories out there. Tony Romo now, 600 videos of his whole situation going on.
You see, he kept telling the cop that he had to go see his grandparents. His grandparents are dead.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, that's just
that
like
was weird. That was weird.
Because my grandpa and my grandmother and grandpa are waiting for me. The Sporting News said not to be cold, but all 4 of his grandparents have passed away already.
Listen, I know I'm the one who like mentioned the story on air, but I'm like a lot of these stories I'm not super interested in. I'm interested in games and things like that. But look, the way Twitter is, you see everyone's tweet, you see everyone's opinion. I'll tell you what I didn't think was going to happen. People with completely different opinions on the Romo video as to whether or not he is drunk or not and how the legal actions should proceed.
That's
I didn't
embarrassing.
know that was going to take
the
place,
defenders.
But that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
I tweeted out. I don't know if you saw my post
happen.
earlier. I could read my post. Like I said, I'm amazed. Where is it? I got quite a few responses to this too, and most people agree. Like, yeah, I see the threads. People are like, fire the cop. She's power hungry. Listen, guys, I don't pretend to be an expert on a lot of things, but I know when somebody's wasted. He could barely talk. Like, I don't it's because it's totally normal to stretch, right? When they ask you to walk in a straight line. Come on, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's amazing. You want to defend it? The guy was on the freaking freeway. He could have killed people. Like, it's embarrassing. The thing is, if I'm CBS, he's a terrible analyst. He's making $18 million a year. They owe him $74 million. This is definitely just cause if they want. They're going to look like the bad guys, though, right? Oh, you're supposed to stand by them and like that type of stuff. I don't know if they will, Kevin. I think he might lose his job here. There was reports that he's going to step aside, like for the upcoming season. I don't know, like the season starts in a month. It's going to be hard for him just to pop up like in 3 weeks from now in the first preseason game. Hey guys, how you doing, Jim? Right, like it's I don't know, it's the modern world. You're on video here, but listen. He has more people liking him now. We live in an era right now with the more bad person you are, the more you're liked. I mean, if I would have known this, I would have committed more crime in my life and done more crazy things and evil things. You know what I mean? I'd be rich. I'd either be elected office or I'd be the biggest talk show host in America. And I'm neither.
Let's use that as our transition right into the picks for tonight, Gabe. This is our last segment here. We got a lot of good stuff coming up here. So roll through your list for people, and then I'll finish us off.
All right, let's rock. TBT, baby. TBT. I'm so used to being on right before. I'm like, oh, this game's tipping off now. No, we got an hour still. But it's coming up. We're going with La Familia, the Kentucky crew. They're playing on their home court. I don't like the fact that this Kansas team went through these wars that they did. I think the home court's going to be a difference tonight as well. And I think that Cauley Stein's size is going to cause a problem for the Jayhawks, who don't shoot the three very well. They kind of just sort of grind their way through these games. So give me La Familia to win this game tonight. MLS All-Star game tonight. I think MLS are going to win. And I think you're onto something, Kevin, with the 4.5. I'm going to say it's like 2-1 or 3-1 MLS. Both teams score, but I think, I think it's 2-1, maybe 3. But I do think MLS are going to win this game. I don't think Mexico sent their best and best players. They're missing a few dudes here in that spot. So give me MLS here. And I like those parlays. I'll post a bunch of the parlays, both teams to score. And I like Son to score of LAFC tonight. I think he's going to score a goal. It's like plus 150 for him to score a goal tonight. So that's, give me Wrexham plus 1.5 goals against Liverpool tonight at Yankee Stadium. And I want to get the number here, Kevin, but Canada's looking good in the under-20 CONCACAFs, playing Honduras tonight, looking for another win. They won their first game 3-0. Let me just get the exact number here. Canada, Honduras. Yeah, give me Canada minus 125 to beat Honduras tonight in the under-20s.
All right, yeah, for me, and I'm excited for some of these soccer matchups here. I am on that under 4.5. I agree with Gabe's 2-1 scoreline. for the MLS. I was going to play the MLS. I decided let's not. I don't expect this like rocket ship. That's not what the history of this has been. I added that Liverpool Wrexham under 3.5. But I'm really excited for Wings Dream tonight. This could be a really, really fun basketball game.
Over.
On that
yes,
over
sir.
180.5. I expect points here. And if you expect points, it means the Stars can thrive. So give me Paige Beckers, who's trying to stay, in an MVP conversation here, over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists, and then Reese, the 27.5 points and rebounds, Gabe. She was on fire heading into that All-Star break. So
don't tell the
internet,
no matter what she does. 2-1 final score is plus 1,400 for the record. Beautiful. MLS to win 2-1 is plus 1,400.
Back tomorrow, normal time. Normal time. We'll see you then.